Hello everyone, Matt from Model Minutes here, and today I just wanted to talk about something that was in the shop recently, and it's these. So if you don't know, towards the middle of June 2026, Lidl and Airfix had this kind of product line come into the shops. It's I think it's to go along with like Father's Day here in the UK. It's toward the end of the month, and these kits all are reminiscent of the older style of Airfix kit that, you know, would have been around in the 50s, 60s and 70s. Like, as an example, I have something here which is like vintage era, and it's that kind of like artwork and kind of theme. So I see where they were going with this. And what I wanted to talk about is like what I think about these kits, what the good things are, and possibly some of the negatives. So starting off, there were 5 kits. Originally, not on the Airfix website, on the Lidl website, they advertised 4. They advertised the Aston Martin, the Land Rover, the Comet, and the Gazelle, or Giselle, however you prefer to say that one. The Hawk, I only found out about when I actually went into my local Lidl and they had one in there. So this one was not actually on the website. This was a bit of a surprise. So there are 5. I did have a rummage. The stock selection in my local Lidl was quite limited. They had many Land Rovers, but only a couple of the other ones. As you can see, like quite a few of the boxes have little dents in them. All of the kits had little dents in them where they must have been shipped and packaged and put on the shelf. So they've all got a little bit of denting. But I have already opened all of these kits. I have recorded unboxings on them, and I just wanted to do a little bit of an overview on what I think. So the strange thing is that this doesn't conform to any established kind of product line. It's almost like it's a special thing they've done exclusively for Lidl at this moment in time. Are they going to do it for other supermarkets? Don't know. Watch this space, I suppose. Normally, when you get a gift set in the shop, they have this kind of format. They, look like Airfix kits. They are the same sort of design. They have Airfix logo all over it. It has this information on the side, painting instructions on the back. I mean, these are the same. They're basically the same at this point, but they've changed up the artwork. And I do want to actually swing back to that thing about it being a gift set. So inside of all of these boxes, and I'll fish one out. Probably this one is the easiest one. Their instructions all say gift set on the top, which is good. It doesn't say it's a gift set on the box. It just says it includes paints, etc. But it's a gift set. The Lidl shop, physically in Lidl, it would say on the shelf, starter kit. On the website, it said starter kit, which is inconsistent because to my sort of understanding of starter kits is that they're designed for beginners. A beginner kit, a introduction to the hobby, a kit to get you started with model making. A gift set, on the other hand, is a model kit which comes with accessories, which may be more difficult, which may be an older tooling, which may be more complicated than an actual starter set for a beginner. So Airfix does have in its range some starter sets, which they advertise as starter sets, and it literally says it on the box. These kinds of kits are specifically designed to be easy to build. They tell you where to put the glue in the instructions. It's quite straightforward. It's quite simple. The design is good. And these are all modern toolings. These have all been manufactured since the 2020s. That's when they were designed. So there's no inconsistency. If you went into the shop and picked any of the starter sets, they should be the same kind of level of detail, the same fit, the same quality. None of this random picking different ones and this kit might be good and this kit might be bad. So this is why it's a little bit strange that the Lidl kits that we have here were advertised as starter sets or starter kits, because they're just not. They're gift sets, and I think if Lidl are going to sell them, they need to call them gift sets rather than starter kits, because if you go into these products and you pick up one of them as your first introduction, and I get that this might have been more of an intention to be aimed at older people, given that it's almost like a Father's Day kind of thing. It's got like nostalgia with the artwork, etc. I get that they may have been aiming it at a slightly older audience, but it doesn't mean that a younger audience won't buy it. So with that in mind, if you were to buy any of these kits, which of these kits would give you a bad impression of Airfix? Well, the Comet. This is a 1950s design. This model kit in here, and I've done full unboxings, they will be out at some point in the future, but this model kit is the oldest one that they've got on the shelf. It's kind of mad that they're still releasing this, because it's just such an old model. I think that they may have polished up the toolings and cleaned it up and made it a little bit better, but as far as it goes, and I did build one of these a few years back, probably about 20 years ago, it's a clunky kit, it's missing detail, it's just so dated. It's not overly complicated, but it's going to take work. There's ejector pin marks that need cleaning up. It's very tatty. But actually, that being said, I don't think it's the worst one of the bunch. The worst one of the bunch would probably have to go to the helicopter. So this one, I've had a look inside the box. I don't think they did anything to tidy up the toolings on this one, because the clear parts are not particularly clear. There are scuffs, there are scratches, and that's the same actually across all of the parts. I haven't built one of these, I haven't experienced it, but I have heard it's a bit of a tricky subject to build. So this is probably a little bit worse than that one. This one might be a little bit easier to build, but this one might be a little bit more of a struggle. This kit is a tooling from the 1970s, but it's a slight deviation once again from what Airfix would normally do, because normally Airfix would release this in a military paint scheme. This one in particular has a fictional civilian paint scheme, and actually that's a theme here. None of these are combat vehicles in how they've been produced in this release. These are all, and I don't think it's bad, but these are all almost like civilian, or in the case of the Hawk, it's a display aircraft. So none of them have been used in combat, which actually isn't too bad, because we build a lot of military subjects and branching out isn't too bad. And if you really wanted to do one of these in a military colour, there's nothing stopping you. You would just need to go and get some aftermarket decals. So yeah, probably this one might be the worst one quality wise. It's very strange that we've got a 1950s and 1970s tooling put together. Then after that, we have the Land Rover. The Land Rover isn't originally an Airfix design. This is actually a JB Models kit from the 90s, which obviously they must have bought and they have the molds for, and now they've re-released. But this one's all right. I like this one because it comes with 5 different registration numbers. I have discovered that one of the decals for mine has a slight scuff on it, so it's not printed quite as nicely, but you'll see that in the full unboxing. But this Land Rover doesn't look too bad, but it does suffer a little bit in a few places. Perhaps it's a little untidy, but it's a tooling from the 90s. So again, it's still a little bit old. To give Airfix a bit of credit, they do tell you the tooling information on the boxes. So that's not terrible. That's a bit of transparency. After that, we have the Hawk. So Airfix on their box say 2011, but I have looked it up and ScaleMate seems to think it's 2008 from the tooling, but it's only a couple of years difference there, so it's around the same time period. It's officially licensed, which is pretty cool. This one I think is slightly inaccurate because there's no decal for a white stripe on the bottom, so you would have to paint that yourself, but they've not even mentioned it. The thing with this one, although it's a fairly nice kit and it has got nice detail, it's massively different compared to the other 3 we've just looked at. It's like a massive jump in quality difference between them all. It's like this is how Airfix used to be back in the day when they were in plastic bags. Then it was this one. It's a bit better in the detail level, but it's tatty, it's untidy. There's scuffs and things. There's flash. This one's quite nice, but it's not Airfix natively, but it's still not bad. Then this one is a massive jump. It's a massive jump in quality. As an interesting point, actually, the strange thing about this one is there is actually a starter set tooling, which Airfix designed around 2020, and it comes with a display stand. This is not that one. This is their almost like full kit, which is a bit different to that one. And annoyingly, it only comes with 1 pilot figure, which is a shame. But at least it comes with a pilot figure, which is good. So this one's much better quality. Then after that, we have this one. Now, this is a 2023 release, so that's when it was designed. And this actually is a starter set. It's on the Airfix website, available now. It was designed as part of that starter set generation and is available as a starter set. And it's actually twice the price on the Airfix website as a starter set. This, if you wanted a kit, this is the best one to get because it's a brand new, well, mostly brand new, it's only 3 years old tooling. It comes as the exact same version as the starter set and it's effectively half the price. So like this is my thing about this one, is I love the idea. I like where they were going with this. I don't mind the retro artwork, which has been designed by an actual person digitally. It's not AI apparently, so it's not too bad. I don't mind where they went with this. I quite enjoy it. I like the idea that they're releasing different subjects, but the execution of it just feels a bit strange. First impressions can only be made once. If you bought this kit and you're like, yeah, that's really good, Airfix are amazing, that's a really decent kit, and then you went and bought this kit, you'd go, oh, why are they massively different? Why are they so inconsistent? Why are they not the same? And that's where I think things fall down. I think had they wanted to do a retro Father's Day kind of thing, they needed to lock in on one thing or another, be it doing it as a starter set rather than a gift set and releasing all of the starter set subjects. So like the starter set Hawk, the Typhoon, the F-35, the Aston Martin, what's the other one? They've got like a Spitfire Mark 5 as well. BF-109, this one could have been in the starter set if you wanted to. Granted, they obviously went for subjects which were civilianized, which isn't bad. It's not a problem, not a complaint on my end. I don't mind that. I haven't got an issue with it. But I just think it's a bit of a strange direction that they went for nice tooling and then loads of old ones as well. It is a bit of variety, and if you're into modelling and you know these things, you know that this is going to be an old kit, it's going to be tatty, it's going to need work, then, you know, like me, for example, that's why I went and bought it, because I wanted to give it a go. But it's just a strange decision that they had to make. I think, given that these are retro kits, maybe they could have just all done like a vintage classics retro theme and gone with lots of, 1970s and 80s toolings rather than a bit of a mix match. So yeah, I like the idea. I like the variety. It makes a nice change from the kits we've had for the last 5 or so years, which are like the Spitfire, the 109, the Mustang, the Tomahawk, the Willys Jeep, Tiger Moth, what was it, Jet Provost, Nat. Those things have been in and out continuously. We've all built them, they're all done. So I like that they've introduced different ones. I think that we just needed to focus on a bit more consistency. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on this. Full unboxings are coming. Each of these kits was available, or might still be if you're, depending on when you're watching this, for £6.99. So actually a good deal. Good price wise. It's like this is currently in the range for like £11.99, so it's effectively half the price, which is fantastic. This is currently in the range as well. Granted, this is in the military paint scheme. I think it's also £11.99. So if you wanted one of these and you weren't too fussed about which paint scheme you got, good value. Or pick one up and then get your own aftermarket decals. Obviously, if you weren't happy with the selection, like the Comet, for example, there are much more modern toolings out there. I don't mind the variety. I like having cars and helicopters and planes, etc. But I think there just needed to be more consistency there. And I also think that Airfix and Lidl need to sit down and say, what are you calling this? Is it a starter set or is it a gift set? Because one of you needs to either give starter sets for them to sell, like this, or advertise them as gift sets, because I think that's where a bit of ambiguity has come in. But with that, yeah, I think that's probably where I want to go with that. Let me know what you think of my thoughts. This was a bit of a workbench ramble. This was just a conversation on what I feel about these kits. I want to see more of this in the future, but I want to see it sort of implemented maybe a little bit more consistently, so that perhaps people aren't going to be burnt by a bad kit in a box. But let me know, what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment of this idea, or were you really happy with it, or is there something about this you hate? Just let me know in the comments. And as always, don't forget that we do have a Model Minutes Model Club, and if you'd like to join the Model Minutes Model Club and get exclusive access to early videos and other perks, check out the links in the video description. Massive thanks to these Model Club members on the screen here for the extra support they give the channel, helping me to create consistent content. There are other ways to help support the channel if you'd prefer to do so, but the best way to support the channel for free is by subscribing with notifications turned on so you never miss a modelling upload. Finally though, last thing to say is a massive thank you to you for watching this one, and I'll see you on the workbench again next time.